What up? It's your boy T-Bear Reaction. Today is Wrestling Wednesday, or Wrestling Reaction in general. Now, I guess I finished up to my 10 WCW wrestlers you did not know switched to WWE, or really out of these is people that worked in WWE that worked in WCW. Only one that had to switch was Sable. This one is 10 forgotten TNA wrestlers you didn't remember, and this is from What Culture. So, TNA has some wrestlers that probably was you did not the one time did not remember that made a little impact, pun intended, or not only made a little impact but got better when they went to another promotion and then came back and made it and their new names. But other than that, because I got people of the thumbnail, I'm wondering if that's who I think it is. Other than that, without further ado, let's check this out.
Everybody went through TNA.
No, Simon.
Punk was there for a while,
Yep.
which is crazy. He arrived with Mickey James too. It just became somewhere to try and make a name for yourself, even though it was quite hit and miss. So let us make sure your brain is up to date with all of this now, because I am Simon Miller.
There
Here
you
are
go.
10 people you totally forgot worked for total non-stop action. Number 10, A1. No, he is not a position on the map. A1 did enjoy breaking TNA records, though, because he worked for the promotion between 2004 and 2007.
Oh, he's part of Team
when
Canada.
he went
I can't
missing
remember.
for 11 years.
I can't remember.
That's right, he waited a good old decade before he came back. I think the biggest surprise is that TNA was still going at that point, but that's why they rule. They became the little engine that could. A1 did have a pivotal role too, because he was part of Team Canada, who were very important when TNA first came to be. Bobby Roode and Eric Young used that to get where they are today. And amazingly, they were number 2 and 3 in the group for a while. A1 was the guy. It's why he got kicked out of the stable to try and push him as a singles, but sadly it didn't work. He left in February 2007, and this really is a what could have been. Very upsettingly, we shall now never know. Number 9, Chris Melendez. Look at this picture. That is Chris Melendez with Ken Anderson and Bully Ray.
I was trying to remember who that was with the had the peg leg. Yeah.
Luke. The two veterans were so impressed with Chris, they wanted to help him succeed. It was due to the fact Melendez had a great work ethic, plus was an army man. That's instant respect, and hey, TNA needed new stars at this time. Why not this guy? Chris even had a prosthetic leg due to his service, so you'd think this would have been a home run, but for some reason it didn't click. When you do watch it today, it kind of feels like TNA is trying too hard. Saying that, he only worked 22 matches from 2014 to 2016, and while he appeared on a Troop special in 2019, that was about it. I suppose if we are going to break it down like D-Generation X, this wasn't meant to be. Number 8, Relic. Yes, that is Killer Backwards. The name sums it up. Look at this mask on the screen right now, too. I'm not sure whether I'm meant to be scared or go get a whip ready, and under the mask was the one and only Johnny Stamboli. He was doing a red rum gimmick on the indie scene, which is murder backwards, so of course TNA brought him in and tinkered with it. This was 2007, and he teamed with Black Rain for a while, which was Dustin Rhodes. When we get to May, and he was gone, that was quite strange. Something must have happened because Johnny retired from wrestling in 2009, and then when he came back in 2010, he was Red Rum again. What the hell is happening? The fact this was meant to be a spooky wookie character, and yet we couldn't even get the basic right, sort of sums it up. And I tell you, even talking about it in 2024, it's all kinds of confusing. Number 7, Jesse Neal, part rocker, part military man.
Yeah, he's gonna say it was another. I think him and Chris Melendez was a tag team at one point, I think. But I definitely remember him with Ink though, and him and Shannon Moore. That was a cool tag team, I'm not gonna lie. And Lacey Vieri.
He was over at first due to his service record. You know the deal with wrestling fans, though. When that became commonplace, we needed more. Neil did listen, which is when he adopted the punk look you can see right now, and even formed a team called Ink with Shannon Moore. And yes, that's INKINC, which I'm going to categorize under the most wrestling thing ever. These two were okay together as well, but I just don't think people cared. I don't mean that in a bad way either. He didn't give anybody a reason to in the first place. I mean, good matches aren't enough. A little bit try hard. 2011 was Jesse's last year, and I'm not sure these two companies, or these two entities I should say, ever chatted again. Number 6, Anarchy. Probably not pronounced.
Ironically, because him and first of all, that was ashy as hell. Secondly, AA was feuding with the faction he part of was like another version of LAX, but it's called Latin America exchange, something like, no, that's what it is. Latin America, something like that. Mexico America, that's what Selena was part of as well too, as I think it was as a real name Thea Trinidad. Oh no, Sarita, something like that. No, Rosita. Sarita was the other girl.
Pronouncing that right. I did watch some videos, and it gets pronounced in at least 3 different ways. Talk about TNA being
there she go.
One teeny
When
pack.
she was
This
Rosita.
was a group in total non-stop action, though, and look closer. That's the future WWE Zelina Vega, and she's also with Sarita and Hernandez. So yeah, this was a stable that was meant to be the best of Mexico in America. The last part of the puzzle was Anarquia, and he was the bodyguard for Hernandez. Yes, that's bizarre.
Yeah,
Have you seen Hernandez?
Really,
He
like,
does not need
do
any
you need a
protection.
bodyguard, really?
TNA soon realized that, so made them a tag team instead, and they lasted 1 year.
Yeah, I remember she had that face stroke because she had to wear a mask for a while.
Then Anarquia was gone. Obviously, the rest of them did okay, but I don't know, man.
Right.
I guess we'll just put this one down to wrong place.
I forgot what Sarita's real name was again.
Number 5, Dakota Darso. That is right.
think I
Trust your
remember him.
brain. This is the son of the one
Oh,
Barry Darso.
Jigsaw was on TNA? I didn't know that.
AKA Repo Man. It is gonna be a good day. Due to the connection, WWE tried him out in 2009, but
that's
that
when they
didn't
submitted. That's
work
Repo Man's
out.
name. Yeah.
A few years later, he was in TNA. Fair play to Darso as he went through the gut check route, so he was trying to earn his contract, although he didn't make it. Zima Ion won, and today you will know him as Joaquin
Wilds.
For whatever reason, TNA did give him another go, but my gosh, it did not last long. In 2012, Dakota had his final match against Ion. He got defeated in 3 minutes. I don't know about you, but I don't think that's the best sign. I did some looking, and Darso's last match was in 2018. So if I was going to hazard a guess, I think he's been retired ever since. Number 4, Mad Mikey.
Oh!
Mike, and he
And they just announced today. I think literally today is his anniversary of his passing. But that's Crash Holly.
was mad. That was the deal here. There was extra though, as this was indeed the former Crash Holly who had a great run in WWE. His stuff with the hardcore title was awesome, and these days very nostalgic. I really think with more thought, Crash should have kept on going, but after this stuff was done, WWE didn't know what to do with him. So in 2003, he was let go. TNA rightfully made a move in July, which is when he became Mad Mikey. I suppose they wanted to recreate that wild spirit he had before. I would assume there must have been issues because Mikey didn't last all that long. But very sadly, shortly afterwards, he passed away way too soon. I mean, he was only 32 years old. Number 3, Antonio Banks. From 2003 to 2004, this was indeed the future MVP, but in TNA clothing.
That's what I thought I saw in the thumbnail. Wow. So he was on TNA before. You know, MVP came on TNA and started the Beat Down Clan and all that with Bobby Lashley and so yeah, the precursor of the Hurt Business.
He worked 4 matches before WWE picked him up in 2006. From there, he never really looked back. He did lose to Eric Watts on Implosion during his debut and, well, continued to be defeated.
Damn. You lost him, lose to Eric Watts. That's kind of messed up.
From there. One Monty Brown even got the better of him on the main show. And once America's Most Wanted wrecked him, I think Bax decided there was nothing for him, so he left. The fact that WWE picked him up so fast sort of sums it up. Look, let's face it, he went on to have quite the career after this. And as I am talking to you, he's about to embark on his last run. MVP went and did all right. Number 2, Judas Messias.
Yeah.
Soon to be way bigger and...
Yeah. Crazy to find out that he's Mills Merchants, where you call that. Wow. Because he must have got big as hell then. And secondly, I remember when he first came out, man. Came out with the no eyes and the bloody mouth. Woo! That shit was wild.
MLW and Lucha Underground. Most of the time in TNA, Judas Menzies ran after Abyss. They were both scariest guys.
Yes.
They must fight. He was also part of the James Mitchell group, who were all spooky wooky. Look at those eyes. I can't say for sure, but I do think...
Like, out of all the contacts, that has to be the best wrestling contact ever. Most of them have, like, the opposite eyes one or something like that. My man had the full no eyes contact on. It was crazy. And not to mention the blood spurting out of his mouth. That was wild.
Their contacts. In storyline 2, Judas was meant to be Abyss's brother, so yeah. We just looked at Kane and The Undertaker and decided to copy it. And I'll be honest with you, my friends, TNA did that a lot. This only lasted about 12 months before it got scrapped, but that's a good thing. If we had carried on this timeline and compared it to WWE, soon Judas would have been committing necrophilia. I do not...
him use Simon. Why he had to remind us that bullshit. There's some of the dread stuff that we dealt with because of that damn Rantera. God. And not only that, ruined my favorite version of Kane at that.
I need that in my life for a second time. The idea was that he would just get beaten by Abyss, so as soon as that was wrapped up, he was done. We didn't have any more stories for him, so onwards he went.
He went to Wrestle Next.
Murphy!
Yup.
One half of this
Yep.
team that you can
Gunnar
see on the
Murphy.
screen right now would be Jackson Riker from WWE.
That damn racist, oh boy.
The less said about that, the better, and for a time, he was Gunnar in TNA. That is how most people know him.
Thank God I didn't know about his background until after when he was Jackson Riker. Because I was a fan of Gunnar during his babyface run, but yeah.
As for his tag team partner, though, that is Murphy. This was 2010, and Hulk Hogan must have liked them, because he even put them in his Immortal stable. But yeah, even then, they were never really allowed to do much of anything. TNA soon got behind Gunnar, but in the process, I think they forgot about Murphy. Because he really didn't have much to do. He did hang around for most of 2011, but honestly was barely used. And soon afterwards, here we go again, he was let go. So really getting involved with Hogan made his run even worse. I will leave that with you. Know of any other familiar faces that came from TNA that people may not remember these days? Make sure you let us know in the comments below before you like the video, share the video, and subscribe. And you see that flashing thing on the screen right now? It's a
cool. Yeah. Most of the one I do remember. The one I didn't remember too much. I think I remember just about every one of them they showed. Yeah, I remember every single one except for Daro. I Dawson, whatever, because I thought the name tough, but then I don't know why, because the Real Man real name. And I did hear about Mike Crash going to TNA, but Antonio Banks, wow, that's pretty awesome right there. Other than that, though, shout out to Simon Miller on this one. If you like my reaction, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's your boy T-Bear signing off. One love.